You are listening to a previously recorded episode of Stager Talk with RESA's CEO Shell Brodnax.
The secret's in the stage. The stager really has the opportunity to build the foundation of these investors' businesses. I mean, that's huge. That's something that can really propel these investors to some long-term success.
So there's going to be multiple streams of revenue. There's going to be a lot of furniture that are sitting there in the field and making me passive income.
Hey everybody, Shell Brodnax here with another episode of Stager Talk, and I am super stoked today because I have the one and the only Tammy Cunningham from Kelowna. How do you pronounce it? Kelowna. See, I had to just jack it up and make it so different. Kelowna, British Columbia. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I am super stoked to talk to you this year. As anytime I get to talk to you, it's always a good conversation. But this year, what you got going on in the awards department, girl? I see a full trifecta here.
Yeah, you know what? We did pretty well this year, and I thanks to you. This is something we work really hard for every year, and I think I mentioned to you before. We pretty much base our everyday workload on what is this going to look like for the RESA Awards. Making sure we get good befores and equally good afters, and and then we spend a whole bunch of time just trying to make sure that we're working towards this. So it's been a long time coming. We've been going to RESA for, I don't even know, eight years or so, and so we've had lots of exciting times, lots of things to learn from the RESA convention. It's just been phenomenal, and like I said, you guys give us the get up and go every day.
Yeah, so we've got professional stager, occupied Canada top 10. Vacant staging category top 10, and luxury vacant top 10.
Yes. Well, luxury is most certainly our favorite thing to do. We are always very excited to have any part of the occupied because it's the one area where I always feel we can do a little bit better. Working with other people's things kind of scares me sometimes, right? Just touching their stuff, moving their things around and making sure that they're comfortable in their own home. But the vacant and the luxury vacant, that's where we thrive. That's what we love. We just get to start over and bring everything we need and make it right just for the home rather than for the people who live there.
Yeah. I like what you said, to backtrack a little bit about how you, throughout the whole year, you think about the RESA awards. And I think that's important for anybody that's listening, because the biggest thing that happens is that it's the pictures, because right now the awards rules, when you look at the overall concept of awards, you really want to show a good before and a good after. Well, if the before has a bunch of junk in it and crap everywhere,
yes,
it doesn't make for a good example, especially when we're trying to raise the bar, raise the standards in an industry. So a lot of people get really upset if they get disqualified. I mean, the awards committee and the board of directors this year, they really pulled the hammer down on no more garbage in the before room. You just can't do it. And it made such a huge difference.
It really does. It's funny because the rules changed a little bit this year from, say, previous years.
Yep.
And so we've had this funny little thing happen with all of our before photos is every single one of them have our camera bag in the photo, which is just kind of funny. It's just sort of, it's there. We take our camera out and we start taking photos. So we had to really be selective. And we didn't even put our favorite photos in this year because it's like that darn camera bag was in every one. So
yeah, it makes a difference. It's kind of it's a pain, but I'm telling stagers, take your before, if you miss your before photos, when you destage, you're there. It's empty. Take the shots there from all the angles of the room. It's probably a little bit cleaner and all that stuff too, but you get two opportunities to take the before photos, and people kind of skip over that part where it's like, hey, when you destage it, that's a good opportunity to take some good photos as well.
And that is exactly what we did this year. So we've not done that in the past, but because we had to clean it up a little bit and get some fours. We just happened to have a couple of houses still staged. We were able to take everything out, get our photos. So that helped out a great deal too. So,
and I know with your team as well, over the years, there were years where you got DQ'd for some things, for not meeting the rules. And I know a lot of people, that happens, but what I love about your team is that so many people, like, they get DQ'd once and they're like, I'm not going to do it. And it's like, why? Why? You just didn't read the rules. Read them next time, comply, and guess what happens? You get a trifecta of awards that start happening. And I find that too, that when people, if they don't make the top 10, to come back and try again and keep trying.
Yeah.
And I've seen that with your company. And the last few years, you guys have dominated.
Well, we, like I said, we take a great pride in our work. We work oh so hard. We're really picky. We like everything just so. And there was a time there where the difference between redesign and occupied staging was a bit confusing. They both sort of sounded the same when we were reading the rules, and so we kind of all sat and read through it. So I think that's the one that you're talking about. When we were kind of, going, we have to kind of make sure we understand the difference. I mean, we understand the difference between occupied and redesign, but oftentimes they kind of blend. And again, those are the projects we don't take as much pride in. So it's a matter of kind of finding the right photos and making sure we have enough to send. And don't get me wrong, we don't not take pride in those. We certainly do, but we just get a little more excited about the vacant homes, just because.
Yeah, for sure.
Starting
you need a lot more freedom with them. And just so anybody that's listening, the difference between the redesign and the occupied is that occupied staging is when it's for sale, redesign is not for sale.
Right.
That's the deciding factor. One's for sale and one is for living. They just need an upgrade. And in reality, that we talk about how things change over the years. We always look at everything it is that we do. It's, you do that autopsy. What went well, what didn't go well, what are you going to do different next time? Yeah. So we take the feedback and we tweak things over the years. And I mean, when we first started this, we had paper ballots for voting that were mailed in.
Oh,
with just a number assigned to somebody. I mean, it was like all top secret. Got to wait for it in mail. And it was pretty cool. And people, this is before I even knew how to create a PDF. It was so long ago. And, but they were PDF submissions. And then it turned into, people have an unfair advantage because they know how to create a marketing piece where other people didn't know how to do it. So we've tweaked things over the years. And even back in original concept of a redesign was like one-day decorating. It was actually something that came about through Joanne Lennart Weary's work, a lot of her work, we're talking 20 years ago. And redesign was coming about, and it was like a one-day decorating concept, just using exactly what your clients have.
Yes.
and nothing else.
Yeah.
But with the awards, the occupied category has changed now, because 20 years ago, that's exactly what it was, because there wasn't court furniture rental. People weren't buying accessories. Nobody was buying wholesale. Those opportunities were just not available to stagers.
Okay.
So even with that category, it used to be just use what the client has.
Yeah.
And now it's turned into, that's not reality. That's not what's happening anymore. They're augmented staging. So we have that blended effect, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And it just makes for such a better example of staging.
It really does. It really does. Because oftentimes, if you're being called in for those, redesigns, it's because what they've got isn't working. So exactly what you said, just adding those few little changes, maybe little art or a few throw pillows, or just, something that you bring in. Because sometimes just working with them, to be honest, it would never be a picture that I would post on my website. You know what I mean? So even though we do offer that service to be able to post a picture that's still with some of their things that maybe not visually appealing, that's where the difference. And I think that is, again, why we like the vacant, is just because we're always excited to post those or show people those, or, put it on our Instagram or something like that. But a redesign is so effective, so effective. It's just a little harder with the pictures.
Yeah. It's really rewarding to see the after effects.
Oh,
that's what I love about, like, with what I do. It's like, I like creating something and then seeing it grow and seeing other people appreciate it and do something. So with your guys' work, you get your turnover for creating new, and the impact that you make. You do that daily. For here at RESA HQ, it can take years to create a program and to put it out. So much work behind everything.
Yeah.
But I can just only imagine the daily rewards of a job well done when you're looking at that stage at the end of the day going, yeah, we nailed this one.
Oh, absolutely. It's exciting because, I think doing the business I've always wanted to do, right? This is just something that, you love. Now, it's not to say that I don't have bad days, and, you have projects that don't go sideways, or you've, lifted something a little too heavy and you pay for it the next day. I mean, those are realities, but I don't think that there is, I don't know. I can't think of a single job out there that doesn't have the not so perfect day. I keep looking at this like ray of sunlight coming, backing away. But I think like I'm really doing absolutely everything I love with people I love. You know, my staff have been with me for a really long time, and you know, we don't get to have fun every day at work, but we definitely try to have fun. You know,
How many people do you have on your team now?
Right now, there's just 4 of us. So we shrunk a tiny bit, and we're doing things a little more efficiently now, so we don't need as many bodies. But yeah, 4, and then our movers. So we've got 2 movers, and we outsource those.
See, you know, efficiencies and downsizing when staff, it's not a bad thing. If you can reduce your overhead, you know,
Yes.
your payroll expenses, and you can create more efficiencies to be able to take that work, eliminate things that maybe you don't even need anymore, and reassign things to team members. I know here every year it's like, what do you want to do? What do
Yeah.
you want to do? What do you want to get rid of? What are you doing now that you hate? And see, can we swap out?
Yes.
Super,
Well,
super
and
effective.
in order to do a good job, you have to have great product. You have to have great, you know, projects and things like that. I think, you know, one of the things that, you know, I was talking with you about, or one of the things I wanted to discuss, is how we've changed. I mean, COVID really did a number on us. We honestly, I've been in business for, well, since 2006, help me with math. So, you know, we've been doing this a really long time, and every year production went up, money went up, you know, more items, able to buy better quality product, making our stuff look better. When I started out, I think, oh my gosh, half of our stuff had a chip or a dent or a missing leg that we had to prop up in some way. And now our stuff is, you know, able to be elevated and then hopefully still to go up a little higher. But, after COVID, I had so much inventory and my warehouse was so full, we ended up just selling off everything, and sadly selling it off for less than it was worth. And then all of a sudden there's this whole recovery period. Okay, wait, we're back to work. Everything's back up and coming. And oh, wait, I have no product. Oh, wait, I can't get product. Things take really long to come in. They arrive damaged. Not at the time promised. So it became really difficult after selling off all this inventory. So, and now, of course, everything costs more money. The same sofa that I could get last year for $600 is now $1,200. It's literally 100% increase. So I had this disagreement with the staff. They're like, we got to raise our rates. And I'm like, no, we got to keep working. We got to keep sending out these quotes and getting them. And they're like, no, we got to raise our rates. And they were right. We had to raise our rates. So I think literally we started off with a 25% increase in our fees. And I'm going, oh, we're not going to get the jobs. We're not going to get the jobs. And guess what?
But you got the jobs.
We keep getting the jobs. And then so we've raised a little bit more, because in order to recover from all that loss, we've had to kind of pick it up. So we've been spending a lot more money, but we're well on track to get right back to where we were with our rate increases, and, you know, products starting to come in again, and prices are still up there, but it's given us a little bit of a learning curve. I truly thought I was invincible for, you know, 14 years. I've never had to really worry about anything. It just, we kept making money. So,
yeah. Well, that's awesome that you were brave enough to do it. I tell people all the time, and it's just a known thing in any type of industry, service level industry like this, is that when things are in a little bit of a recession or things are going bad, raise your rates.
Yeah.
Raise your rates. It's the scariest thing to do. And it's counterintuitive to what you would think naturally. It's not what you would gravitate towards.
That's right.
It's what works, and it boosts your recovery. It makes it a lot shorter time frame.
It really does. And I think that your own worst enemy is you, right? It was me saying, no, we can't do it. We're not gonna, I'd rather keep my staff working every day, all day long. And my accountant just looked at me and went, okay, so you'd rather work twice as hard for no money than getting every other job for more money? And I was like, don't say it like that, because that just makes me look bad. So, you know,
you surround yourself with those people too, Tammy. I feel your pain. Let me tell you, we have here at HQ, I get outvoted and out talked more times than not by my team. But here's the thing, the way I look at it, it's like, I look at something that has to do with the creative aspect, promoting anything RESA related. We pay Felicia for a job. I'm paying her for her expertise and her brain. Who the hell am I to argue with this woman? If she's saying, Shell, it needs to be these colors, it needs to be this, I want to do this. who am I to sit here and say, no, I think should be something completely different. It's
Absolutely.
because I don't have to like it. There's been times they put out, outward facing marketing collateral that I'm just not attracted to it. It's just not my jam. It's not my vibe. I don't have to like it for it to go out, because I pay her for it. I'd be wasting my money if I didn't take advantage of her brain. So bravo to you. We got to surround ourselves by those people that aren't afraid to stand up and.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you hire people who are good. I remember in the early days, when I was even doing my own bookkeeping, accounting, and billing. As soon as I was terrible at it. I constantly give people discounts, and I just like doing it so much. Let me do it for free.
Feels so good.
It was so ridiculous. And then all of a sudden you hire somebody who can actually collect money, collects the appropriate amount of money, they're doing their job so much better than me. I can decorate. I know I can. I'm really good at that. Running a business is hard. And, and I'm almost too nice to run a business. That's the sad reality. And I'm putting my big girl pants on, and I'm learning every day. And I think after whatever it's been, 16 years in business or whatever, I learn every day, every single day. And my staff teach me things every day. So
that's how we grow. That's how we keep it moving. It's, it's one of those things that eventually one day you're going to want an exit strategy. And you want what you've built to survive you a lot of times. Sometimes we don't, we just want to shut it down. But what an amazing asset it is that you're building for yourself, because one day you will want an exit strategy. Stagers, you can only schlep sofas for so long, and you just might want to do something different. And then you have opportunity to be able to take that as an asset. And to be able to, not only did it provide for you in the building, but it can provide for you after the fact when you sell your business.
That's exactly it. I mean, I had someone tell me once that, let me see if I get this right. There's the difference between being self-employed and being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can be self-employed, and anybody can run a business. You become an entrepreneur when somebody else can run your business and your business is saleable. Someone else can step in and take over where you left off. And I think that was just really valuable advice, because most designers, they are the company. They are successful because they're really good at their job. But their business may not be saleable. Not anybody could step into that position and just take over and take over and do the exact same work and have the same clients that have liked that designer style. Staging's different. It's a saleable business. You have inventory, you have stuff, you have people who run it without you. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. Staging businesses have come so far. I've been in this industry now for 20 years. February was my 20th anniversary in this industry.
Wow.
And back in the day, when stagers were going to hang it up, it was Craigslist, garage sales, just liquidate your inventory and shutting it down. And now people are realizing, wait a minute, I've been working at this for X amount of years. I'm building an asset. And now we're seeing business valuations and companies being sold for lots of money. And it's great, because if you find the right buyer, it can succeed. What's scary sometimes is a new buyer can come in and they can tank it really quick.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's so many things in life that we learn along the way. Right. So, it's exciting though. It's an exciting thing. It's an exciting career. And I can't imagine not loving my job. And it is quite fantastic to be in an industry. And you know what? Being self-employed and being an owner, you don't get those, Christmas perks where, someone's going to a Christmas office party. You make your own, right? You make your own fun. So I have to say, so RESA offers that reward for me. Do you know what I mean? That power of getting that little pat on the back that we all need so very much, right? Everybody just needs a little bit of, you're doing a good job. You're doing okay. So
I never looked at it that way, but you're right. Because when you are the person driving the bus, there ain't nobody slowing you down and saying, hey sis, you're doing a fantastic job.
Right.
It's just, they come far and few between, but you hear all the critiques. Somebody wasn't happy with something or whatever. And those pile up. And then when you get an award, it is like, you know what? I did all right.
That's exactly it. Yeah. And that's what it is for us. So thank you. Thank you to all of you.
It's well earned, I will tell you that. So if anybody would like to look at the industry awards, just go to homestagingindustry.awards.com and you can look in the Canadian categories. You will see Tammy in nearly every single one of them. And you can look at everybody else's photos as well. Anything else new, exciting coming up on the horizon?
Gosh, no, I am counting the days. There's that sunshine again. I am counting the days down to the next RESA. That's my exciting thing that we look forward to every year. And, other than, eventually trying to plan that exit strategy to live really close to the beach and get a really dark tan. I think I'm just happy doing what I'm doing every day.
There you go. And I will keep scooping horse poop and feeding horses and getting dirty on the weekends, because
somebody's got to do it.
That warms the cockles of my cold, dead heart, Tammy. Let me tell you, I'm living my dream right now. So
that's awesome.
I love it when, especially women of a certain age, we still have value. We're bringing stuff to the table, and we're like in our prime, rocking it. And work-life balance, man. I've learned work-life balance in the last 3 years, and I wish I had it for the last 30 years. And I just didn't. Anybody who's watching this, who's of the younger generation, if you are in your 20s, you are in your 30s, you are in your 40s, please figure out work-life balance now. Don't wait until you're in your late 40s before you start saying, you know what? I'm going to kill people if I don't have work-life balance.
I think that's about right. Yep.
Work on it now. Find something you're passionate about and balance yourself out, because when you do that, your business thrives. Anything you're doing on the career is going to thrive once you take a break for yourself. So
well said.
There you have it. All right, Tammy, it's always so great to speak to you. Congratulations again on all your successes, and I will see you next year at RESACon. Everybody else, until next time, happy staging.
Thank you so much, Shell.
Bye, everybody.